I paid off over $100,000 in student loan debt by buying and selling things as a side hustle. I also built this entire home gym essentially for free. I'm gonna tell you exactly how I did it and how you can do it too. What's up everyone, my name is Dylan, and for the past few years I've been flipping gym equipment, video game consoles, weightlifting shoes, pretty much anything that I could find on OfferUp, Facebook Marketplace that I know I could flip for a profit. It started off essentially because I wasn't getting ahead on my finances. I had a student loan, I had car payments, and I really wanted to get out of debt. But once I started doing this, it completely changed my finances. Not only did flipping stuff pay off my student debt faster, it also paid for this entire home gym. Every dumbbell, every barbell, every functional trainer was paid entirely with profits I've made from flipping things. Now I'm starting this channel to show you how simple it really is. You don't need a ton of money to get started. You don't need an abundance of free time. I'm just going to teach you exactly how I did it and how I think you are able to do the same thing. So here is the first step to what I did. Number one, download Facebook Marketplace and OfferUp. Really simple, no cost to do either of those things. So that's it, download those. Step two, pick one category you actually care about. Stay in one lane. Do you like lifting weights, vintage or designer clothes, video games? Perfect, because all of that sells every single day secondhand. Step three, start searching on Facebook Marketplace and OfferUp for these items that you've chosen. In this example, we're gonna use weights because that's what I primarily purchased. So you're gonna start searching for weights. Look at what the cost of items is. Look at, what things are selling for, what things are listed for, and maybe have been listed for a while. You'll start to notice patterns, what's cheap, what's affordable, and what the real going rate is. Now this part matters. You might not see any really good deals when you're first scrolling here. And this is where I think a lot of people would see this and they'd be like, oh, this doesn't work. There's, no good deals. I'm not gonna make any money here. But that actually brings us to step number 4, and probably the most important here. So in the midst of your doom scrolling routine, I essentially want you to add in just checking Facebook Marketplace and OfferUp. 5 minutes here, 10 minutes there, and eventually your brain automatically knows what a good deal is. And that's when the system really starts working. And that brings us, as we're scrolling along, to Exhibit A. This is a weight bench, bars, 270 pounds in weights, adjustable jump stand, dumbbells also included for $100. So as you scroll through the photos here, you'll notice there's even some 70-pound dumbbells, some 35-pound dumbbells. And the thing with weights is typically they're going to sell for roughly $1 a pound. So 270 pounds of weights, it turns out there's more than that. For $100, that is a steal. So what did I do? I instantly sent him an offer for his $100 asking price, and I said I could also pick up now if you're available. And typically what I'll do is if I don't get a response right away, sometimes I'll see that they see my message. And what that usually means is they're getting flooded with tons of inquiries, tons of messages. So I sent another message and said I could also offer 120 if you have multiple offers. Thumbs up. And he responded, he is getting a ton of people messaging him about this. And he said, if you can come now, or he asked if I could come. And I said, I could come now if you're available. Probably about 30 minutes away, just based on the map location in Facebook. And he said, okay, here's my address. I can hold them for you now. And I said, on my way. So let's go through the rundown now of how much I sold each of these items for. Now let's keep in mind, I paid $120 for this. So first and foremost, I sold the Olympic weight set. It was a standard 255 pounds of Olympic weights for $240. This is gonna test my math. So right now we're at $120 profits. Next, I sold the old rusty barbell, 7-foot, 45-pound Olympic barbell for $40. So now we're at $160 profits. I sold the A-frame dumbbell rack for $30, $190 profits. The Valor Fitness adjustable plyo box. I wasn't expecting this. This retails for about $220. I sold it for $100. $290 of profits. Next, there was an adjustable weight bench with preacher curl. I sold that for $60. So now we're at $350 profits. I sold 45-pound rubber dumbbells for $50. That brings us up to $400 of profits. Lastly, I sold a pair of 70-pound cast iron dumbbells for $100, raising that profit total to $500 from this one trip. So this was about a 30-minute drive, so let's say an hour worth of drive time. Now, not every trip you're going to be making $500, but generally it's not parted out like that. I often buy adjustable dumbbells, which is just one item. In the next video, we'll talk about the item that I bought and sold more than any other item. Again, it's not always going to be $500, but it's still a great profit for a low amount of drive time. So let's take a second and zoom out what this actually meant. So I earned $500 from making this, but what does that actually symbolize and what does that actually mean? So at the time, all I was thinking is I just really wanted to make an extra $100. If I could do that and put that towards my payments, it would make such a big difference. And that's exactly what I would do. I'd, coordinate, put 200 extra towards my student loan, 100 extra towards my car payment, and then allocate the rest how you'd see fit. But ultimately, that profit is something that was repeatable and easy to repeat on top of that. So when this first started, it was essentially paying off debts. That was the main thing. Flip some items, pay off debts. Flip some item, pay off debts. But what that quickly turned into was flip some items, paying off debts, buy some more home gym equipment, go on a couple dates per month, go on those vacations without having to go into crippling debt to do so. Have that freedom to do whatever you want, essentially. And I'm telling you, you could do this too. On this channel, I'm going to be highlighting great flips. I can also highlight some big mistakes I made when I first started doing this. Some of the specific items that I choose to buy, what I price them for. Is buying and selling dangerous? We'll also go through a home gym story. My gym has been through so many different iterations where I've said, this is it. This is the final. This is the last thing I'll buy. And actually right now I'm in the midst of debating buying a new bench. So it's never ending. If you do get into the home gym passion, you're going to be constantly upgrading, I promise. I'm not selling any kind of course. I'm not promising any shortcuts. I'm just showing what worked for me. If that's useful to you, subscribe. I'll keep posting.